I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Z Garcia. What is happening?
And I am Sam Healy. Welcome to the show.
Sounds like we're in the crypt now, but all right. Have you ever played a game in which you're about 3/4 of the way through and you realize that you cannot win?
Yes.
Yeah.
Happens often.
or you realize that you're going to win and it's a foregone conclusion. Well, that may happen, and that doesn't mean a game is bad, but today we're talking about games that the very end of the game is exciting.
Yes.
It comes down and maybe there's a stand-up moment. And for me, I would say that the games on my list don't every time come down to exciting. I don't know that there's any game that every time comes down to it exciting. I don't think it's possible.
Sure.
But I can remember specific moments from these where it did, and I think in these games it happens more often than not.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think my number one will surprise you. Well, I don't know. We should get started because I'm just curious.
My number two will surprise you guys, largely because you've never heard of it.
No, but I mean,
No, actually, it won't surprise us then.
do you think we'll have much crossover here?
I doubt it, guys.
Possibly. I'm going to say. I'm going to say 2.
And there will be no game that's on all 3 lists. How's that?
I'm going to say one crossover with Tom. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
I might
Okay, let's go with that.
have a couple.
Yeah. 2. Okay. I'll have 2 with Sam, 1 with Z,
All
and
right.
no with all 3.
All right.
Like that matters.
Aren't you glad we wasted your time there? Let's get started.
Number 10.
Are they numbered?
Yes, they're numbered.
Okay. Just ask. All
Right now, they're numbered. Before we started, I numbered them.
right.
I used random numbers, but I numbered them.
Number 31.
Number 10 is probably a game that I'll surprise you guys with. I
Okay.
don't know, because I wasn't too enamored with this game.
Puerto
but
Rico.
I didn't know. That would be like heart attack level. It's shocking. My number 10 is Camel Cup.
Oh, okay. That's actually a good one.
And again, I don't really enjoy the game because I'm not good at guessing what camel's going to cross the line first.
Well, no one's good at guessing a die
Well, some
roll.
people
I mean,
are more lucky at that than others, and I am not one of those people that are even close to being
Right.
remotely lucky at that. But you can have, and there's one of those games where you were talking about earlier, where it doesn't always finish this way. There's usually, well, sometimes there can be a very clear winner, but there's always a chance.
Yeah, there's always that chance.
Always a chance that something's going to happen to where it. The one that makes you win all of your birds in the basket crosses the finish line first, and that is one of those stand-up moments, I think.
Yes.
It didn't happen to me, but it did happen to this guy.
What?
And
I've seen it happen to me several times.
I put all my eggs in
This
one basket.
camel jumps on this one, and the one below it moves it,
Yeah.
and the one below it moves it.
Right.
And you go, "What? It just
Yeah.
came from behind."
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just one of those times. This guy squealed like a girl when it happened to him.
That's right.
Do it.
Like, woo!
Well, that wasn't really
That
girly.
wasn't girly enough.
Well,
But,
and
you
see,
know.
that now everyone knows
I can
you're
edit
lying.
with the audio, actually. I can mess with the audio on that.
Okay.
Please do.
Yeah, I'll do a fake one now, and you
Please
can
do.
add an audio in. All right, there you go.
Thanks for giving me work.
Yep. All right. Now,
Number 10 is Camel Cup.
I wonder how many race games will be on the list, because race games have this innately possible. Although there are some race games, I don't know if I'm ruining your guys' list, but like I did not put, for example, Formula D, because almost every time I played that, we know who the winner is about
it's like-
40 minutes in.
Right.
One person is about to cross the finish line, and we've all crashed in the last. Yeah.
Well, for me, a lot of these games, even if they're not race games, have a race-like ending, where it's cross a threshold to win.
Okay.
You know, it's not like stop and now count up points. So
I think maybe one of my games has a cross a threshold type thing to it.
Okay.
So
All right.
my number 10 is
Camel Up was on my short list, by the way.
Camel Cup.
That one too.
Camel Cup.
They were 11 and 12.
The C is large on purpose to encompass both words, which means it's Camel Cup.
Okay. Now, for my first 3, 10, 9, and 8, they're all very new games. I just want to say that that's not all that's on my list. I got older games too. Okay. But number 10 is a Star Wars game, and that's Star Wars Imperial Assault, but it's the tactical game of it. every time I played the tactical game, which is really growing on me, by the way, I'm really enjoying the tactical game. It seems like it comes down to a few blows. A few, like this. Oh, are we gonna? Oh, okay, he died. Okay, that's the end of that game, and then it kind of ends quickly.
Yeah.
And they're very exciting, and I'm really surprised. I actually think
Or Chewie dies and Han runs away like a girl.
there's no proof that happened, except it's alive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Go check that out.
You killed Chewie.
But like you like Tannhauser a lot. You mentioned it a lot. I think this has even if I wanted to play Tannhauser, I think that replaces it for me, just because I really like that tactical game. It's short, fast, sweet, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah, I got it.
and it gives me that ooh, who's gonna win?
The reason while I love Imperial Assault and I do like the tactical aspect of it, the reason it doesn't replace Tannhauser is because of the theme flavor level that Tannhauser
That's
brings
true.
with it.
Tannhauser does have that.
I mean,
very.
not that it's better than Star Wars, it's just different than Star Wars, and so it doesn't replace it for me.
So anyway, my number 10 is Star Wars Imperial Assault, the 2-player tactical game.
All right, my number 10 is a 2-player game called Martinique, which is a pirate game in which the gameplay itself, honestly, is not that exhilarating. The game's all right. It's a fun game, but it's a little abstract. But I really like at the end of the game, there's a hidden map, and you've been gathering coordinates to eliminate them. And so at the end of the game, you will in turn order based on some pirates that you took to the bar or whatever. You're gonna guess where you think this buried treasure is. That's how you're removed. And so you'll say, okay, it's in column A and 7, and if it's there, you automatically win. We don't even count up points. And so it's really interesting because it has that like Lost Legacy thing where you go, the Lost Legacy is here. You know what I mean? If you played that card game.
Wow, it's been taking me a while. I now know what game you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played this one.
It's an older one. I think it came out in '09. And the game just has a really interesting flow to it at the end of it. The end is very exciting. If no one gets it, then you just count up points. But even the loser could guess where the treasure is, the buried treasure, and the game's over, you win. I really like that ending. It just adds it's like a mini game at the end of the game, Very exciting. So, Martinique is my number 10, a really cool pirate game.
Number 9.
Another new game for my number 9, and that is Spectre Ops from Plaid Hat Games. And I'll tell you why. It's not always the case, but it almost always seems like you're about to catch the guy and he's almost at the door. Ah! It comes down to that point. Sometimes you catch him and beat him up early, and sometimes he's so far ahead.
Gotcha!
Well, technically, you're going, gotcha, boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's
Both are awful, guys.
we're glad the game's abstracted, really, because it's kind of gruesome if you think about it. But anyhow, I like that right as you catch the guy, it usually seems like he's running for the exit. He has one wound left. I don't know. I really like that. And it gives that feel of suspense to both players. So excitement there. That is number 9, Spectre Ops.
All right, my number 9 is a pretty new game as well, possibly the newest on the list.
Which means it's from 1980.
The game that came out in 1837. It had half a die in it. No. The game's called Witness, and it's sort of a co-op game in which you are whispering facts to one another trying to solve this mystery.
Harrison Ford in it?
Unless you play with him. I mean, no. I
Would you
really
play
like
with
at
him?
the end of the game, once you're done figuring
open
out this
invitation,
case,
Harrison.
then you reveal, you're asked some questions and you reveal what you know. And I really like that stage in the game because at the end you go, oh, wait, what kind of mustache did he have? Oh, I got that one wrong. I thought when you whispered to me, I thought it was this kind of thing. Or, so you'll mess things up in
So
that
you like that big
delivery.
reveal.
I like the reveal in the game because you're getting questions asked and you go, yeah, I knew that. I got that. Yeah, and then like the third question, you're like, oh no, that's not what I thought it was. So it's nice. I like that. The question and answer thing at the end of the game really works for me. It's not a very good explanation of the game, but it's because it's a weird game. Go check it out. Number 9, Witness. Very interesting, unique game.
My number 9 is a game that again might surprise you, but it is Cosmic Encounter. Because Cosmic Encounter has one of those.
Tom just
I know he just.
a single tear rolling down his cheek.
There's been a lot of games of Cosmic Encounter where we're all stacked up on the second to the last point level, and you're like, who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And the last, the guy whose turn it is, everybody wants to jump on. And then, you play the card and it's like everybody's waiting for you to flip that card over. Did he screw us, or is he actually going to be truthful and we all win?
Right.
And there's that excitement level that's there. And I've actually tried to pull off some, screw you, all that kind of stuff, and it just didn't work. It backfired in my face, and that was exciting at the same time because there's that adrenaline rush of I'm about to lie to everybody, and it's gonna be cool, watch, and then fail. I'm like, oh.
Thought you didn't like to lie.
Well, I don't normally, but Cosmic Encounter is one of those.
From now
things
on,
where
just be
it's-
aware, it's Sam who's a traitor, not me.
No. You have not lived that down yet.
I thought about putting Cosmic on my list. I did not.
You're a Cosmic fanboy. You can't put it on your list. It's like me putting Twilight Imperium on my list.
I put it on my list.
Twilight.
You didn't.
Actually,
You never even played
you
that.
couldn't put Twilight on your list because there are many lackluster endings to Twilight. It's a very fun game
There
to
are,
play.
yeah.
There are many games I play where it's like, come on, we know who won.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Well, right now, so far, Sam's killing it with my short list, man. Cosmic, Camel Up, or
Yeah.
Cup, I'm sorry.
Yes, please, get it right.
You're doing a good job is all I'm saying.
Thank you. Oh, they're being nice today.
Number 8.
All right, number 8 is Power Grid. Power Grid,
Really?
I think, has a very interesting ending because it has that whole, if you don't end the game right now, I'm going to end it on my next turn thing. And so I like that. Like every single game of Power Grid I've played, the last round, I am counting down to the dollar. I am like tense that someone's going to end it before I'm ready to trigger all the 15 plans, like fire them up, you know what I mean? It has that thing that's like, if you don't fire 15 this turn, next turn, I build to 17 and trigger all of them. Right?
Yeah.
It's that thing. And so I'm like,
You are making that sound so much more exciting than it is.
that's how it feels to me when I play.
All right.
Yeah, that's what the end of Power Grid feels like to me.
Alright.
And so it is tense. For me, it is tense. It's a game that's a pretty good build, which is why I like it. And it is a game that's normally very much outside of my typical comfort zone. But it's that ending that does it, I think. It's that, am I going to hit 15 before you do? Am I going to trigger more before you do? That whole thing. So I like it. I thought it fit on the list well anyway.
Usually, whenever I play Power Grid, it's like there's two people fighting for first place, and I'm back in like fourth place, like Homer Simpson eating donuts at the nuclear plant.
Well, but that's because I'm typically one of the two people fighting for first place. Like,
Woo!
Really? Help. Z's head.
Okay, go.
all right, that's my number 8.
What's your number
Power
8?
Grid.
All right, my number 8 is our first crossover,
Whoa, already?
and that is Spectre Ops. For
Wow!
those same reasons, because there have been so many times where he's actually wanted to stop. He's gone. There's no way we're going to catch him. And I'm playing the beast, and I'm like, I'm going to run that sucker down. And I'm like, trying to catch him, and I'm like 2 spots away from the guy, and the guy's like, see ya. He walks out the exit. But it's very exciting there at the end, and you never really know. It's one of those games that I like. You never know when it's going to end. Exactly. It can end almost at any time. Respectfully, of course, knowing that certain things have to be done, so it takes time to do it. But anyway,
right.
Spectre Ops, one of the first ones that I thought of putting my list together because of that. You might get them, you might not get them, and I thought that was really cool. Spectre Ops, number 8.
I like sports, and one of the problems with most sports is you can tell who's going to win. Like if a football team is winning 60-6 and there's a minute left, it ain't changing.
You never know.
It ain't changing. But the one,
Timeouts left, you could do
but
it.
the one sport that can change is baseball. It doesn't matter how far behind you are. It's possible to have that inning that goes, and you keep hitting, and you keep hitting, and you keep hitting, and it's
Possible.
happened.
Yeah.
It's happened.
It's happened, yeah, but
Okay. Well, anyway, it happens a lot.
I'd
in
like to see the statistics.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. Baseball Highlights 2045. I really enjoy for that reason. Now, you have not played a complete game of this, but
Yeah.
as we played the game and we played the World Series, we got down to the end, and it's like every card mattered. Like, oh, no, am I playing the right card at this point? I just felt so exciting. It felt like a real baseball game. Shut up! Baseball's a great
This is
sport!
one game you're making sound way more exciting than it is. I'm sorry, man. Like, you were ragging on me for
I
Power
have
Grid.
not played a full game, and there's a reason for that.
Oh, no.
Well, I really like the game. So anyway, Baseball Highlights 2045. It's exciting, just as exciting as baseball is. Yeah, you can take that either way, I'm sure.
I'll actually agree with that statement.
I will not.
Number 7.
Well, apparently my list is the Euro list here out of all three. My number 7 is also a
Traders of
fairly new-
Genoa.
No. Ever. That game was over when it started, so technically. My number 7 is Viticulture.
Wow.
Viticulture is a game in which, again, it's that thing where you have to cross this many points to trigger the end of the game. And-
Second edition, by the way. Because
Okay, yeah.
in first edition, there could be a clear runaway leader.
Okay, let's say that. Second edition. And then now in this one, as opposed to in Power Grid, I will not be the guy anywhere near that threshold. I will be somewhere in the back. But still, there is always that chance that I'll be able to, make wine, sell it, boom, and I jumped ahead. There's always that chance. And it's really tense when someone's 2 points away from that threshold. And I'm right there behind them, but I just don't have the right grapes, and I needed this to be one more round aged, and there's all these things that don't quite click for you. It's a very exciting ending. I do like the way it rams up, and once you, it's like a race. It's like and once you cross that line, and you don't quite make it sometimes. So my number 7, Viticulture, worker placement game, but a tense one. Really good stuff.
My number 7 has the occasional one side is winning so far that it's hard for the other guy to catch up. But because DEF CON 1 can happen at any point in time, the game stays exciting to me, and that's Twilight Struggle. Mm-hmm. Twilight Struggle, that back and forth, and you always have to watch Europe, because if anyone ever wins Europe at any point in time, the game could end no matter how far another team is ahead of the other. Yeah. And I always feel like the game could end any minute.
Right.
Or he's controlling Africa. It's this back and forth. If you've never played it, it really is intriguing. I don't know if it's your style. You've played it before.
It hasn't called to me.
And I almost put 1960 in this spot too, because the election. Have you played that one?
Mm-hmm.
That one you might like. That one between Nixon and Kennedy is also very the election's coming at the end of the game, so you're actually building up to that final who won type moment. I really enjoy that. I like those endings, and I think that the theme is there the whole time, and it builds a story. Yeah. Very exciting. Twilight Struggle.
Cool. It's a good choice. My number 7 is a worker placement game, or a dice placement game, if you want to call it that.
But the dice say what I think you're going to say, I'm going to super disagree. Go.
Kingsburg.
Oh, no! No!
What are you visiting from the Princess Bride? Welcome, sir.
Kingsburg has to be like the first game I eliminated from possibly contending for the list.
I've played a lot of games where not holding off the attacking horde at the end has lost the game for people.
But here's the thing about Kingsburg. There's no hidden scoring in Kingsburg at all.
I understand.
Like if someone's ahead on the board, on the track, there's nothing else to show at the end. I really dislike that in most games, and it especially phones in the ending of Kingsburg. I really like that game, but
are you ignoring what I just said?
No, but
where the game is so close. I've played many games where the game is so close that losing the war at the last turn at the last season of the game loses the game for somebody, and that person leapfrogs up into first place and steals a victory. That's happened multiple times when I played Kingsburg, and that's the main reason why I brought it in.
Cool.
It can have a leader runaway problem where you almost feel like giving up because they're so far ahead. I understand that, and that has happened too, and I've usually been the one giving up. But
don't give up now, Sam.
Never give up.
Going to never surrender. But Kingsburg I have played many games where somebody has leapfrogged the person in first because that person in first thought they had it in the bag, and they kind of neglected the fight at the end. So that's why I included Kingsburg. It's a great game. It's a great worker placement game. And it does have an exciting ending, I think. So my number 7 is Kingsburg.
That was also my short list of games I eliminated. All right.
Number 6.
All right, my number 6 is a game that can end it like 5 different ways, which is a theme for me on this list, and you never know when it's going to end. It can end in age 6. It can end in I think age 7 is when it can first end. Then 8, 9, and 10. And 10, it's definitely going to end. And that's innovation. I really like innovation, the 2-player back and forth. You're trying to get a certain number of points to win, but that's not the only way it could win. It could win by someone doing, the robots taking over, and they have a certain combination. And so you're never quite sure, and you're kind of on pins and needles, especially as you get into those later rounds. Especially if you enjoy the game, which I do. Just need to make that clear.
That's a given.
In this hostile room.
I don't like that game, but I wouldn't. I do like Kingsburg on the other hand, right? But that one I would just say whatever because I don't like it.
But yeah, so innovation I think has that tenseness because it can end in multiple ways, and that's something I like about games. There's another game on my list that does the same thing. The games that end in multiple ways,
right? Especially
if like maybe you're supposed to get the most points, but someone can win an alternate way. I love that because it adds that level of this game could end early. So,
okay, cool.
In fact, if it was out, I would put Seven Wonders, the 2-player game.
Seven Wonders Duel.
Duel, I would put that on the list because it had that exact same feeling.
It does. It does have, I think, 3 ways to win.
So, all right, Sam.
All right, we're on number 6, right? My number 6 is Cash and Guns 2.0. And the reason I included Cash and Guns 2.0 is because it has the diamond scoring method where it adds, I think it's like 60 grand to the person who collected the most diamonds throughout the game. Have you guys never?
Not 2.
Yeah, I played it.
Okay.
I like my first one better, I think.
You didn't play the second one then?
I don't like the look of it.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, come on.
I don't like the look. I don't like the artwork.
I like the look of you.
No, it's...
Words can hurt, man.
But anyway, there is a hidden number plus the paintings also have who collected the most, and each painting is worth the value of your paintings change with how many different things you have. So you have to keep an eye on that. And if you take the time, I guess you could say, to memorize where all of the different paintings are going, where all of the different diamonds are going, it won't be exciting. But I usually don't do that, because I like the excitement at the end of it. I don't really want to know who has everything.
You mean the scoring's exciting?
Yeah, the scoring at the end is exciting because everybody flips over everything and
reveal,
everything
right?
up,
The
and it's
reveal,
like
okay.
and it's like one of those games where I'm like, what'd you get? What'd you get? No, what'd you get? That type of thing, and it's just fun. It's fun. So my number 6, Cash and Guns 2.0.
All right.
Okay.
And speaking of Cash and Guns 2.0, you'll be very pleased with the expansion coming out.
Oh, really?
There's like a big Magnum gun now, like a big pistol. And there's like a little one too, the one that you pull out of your boot.
Like a
Then you
Derringer
take-
type thing? Yeah.
That's cool.
So
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't heard about that. All right, my number 6 is a party game that I like a lot. It's one of my go-to party games. It's called Pow Wow, also known as Coyote. And it's a game in which you stick the feather or the tomahawk or whatever it is. No, it's a feather. It's always a feather, right?
Yeah.
In your forehead. Only other people can see the number you have.
Tomahawks are bad.
Huh?
Tomahawks are bad.
You can stick
Tomahawk is what you get when you mess up.
You
right?
can stick them in. I'm not.
Yeah, mine has like buzzards.
Buzzards? Buzzards like...
No, like the bird. There's no
the bird. Buzzards.
Buzzards. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I said. Instead of the tomahawk, it has these little tokens that have the
Who's on
buzzard.
first?
I like it because I think it's exciting because of that slow elimination process. And normally, elimination games are not great, but in this one, when you get hit, you're not out. You just have one ding towards the 3 that would eliminate you. And the closer you get, the more nervous you get, And it typically comes down to like those 2 people, one person has 2 hits, the other one has 1, they take another one, it's like, sudden death. I like that. It's an exciting build. I think it has an exciting end. Pow Wow, which is my version, also known as Coyote, as I said. My number 6. I think it always makes for an exciting party game.
If memory serves, this was our lullaby game in our first 24-hour marathon.
Lullaby? What's that?
Everyone fell asleep, including the players.
I kicked
This
butt.
is
I don't know what
anything
you're
but...
talking about.
That's because you're probably the only one that stayed awake.
No, Jason was awake because he's a robot.
That's true. No, this is not exciting at all. This can be actually kind of boring.
I avoid playing it after being up for 20 hours, typically. So,
Okay, I like the game.
Give me
Actually,
that
a lot.
caveat. You gotta give me that caveat.
No, I like the game too. I never looked at the game as exciting. That's all. I enjoy the mechanics of the game. I enjoy the game.
Right.
It was just never
No, it's
exciting.
exciting to me. I mean, it's that Liar's Dice thing.
I guess, but
Again,
Liar's Dice feels a little bit more exciting. I don't know. I love Coyote a lot.
You like Liar's Dice more, you mean? It's more
I
exciting
think
of a
Liar's
game?
Dice, maybe it's because you're rolling the dice.
Maybe, right.
But in Coyote, it's more sitting around going,
Yeah, you're all looking at each other.
But I never felt like, oh, you got me. Oh, well. I never feel that
No,
much.
but I'm lying, I'm bluffing, I don't know.
I knew it. He just admitted it.
wait, I meant to say I'm telling the truth, I'm not bluffing.
All right.
Number 5.
All right, my number 5 is a game, 2 games actually, but they're so very similar, and they've actually been combined in the very recent past. So I'm using kind of both of them, but I think I would fall more on the side of I don't even know how you pronounce this. Cyclades, Cyclades, whatever you want to call it, or Kemet. Both of those are games.
Oh, they're not combined. You can combine them, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I meant. But anyway, I've been in games where, for example, we were all in a game, I think, with Jason and Kenny, where the ending was being decided by 2 massive battles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that was exciting to watch. That was exciting to watch. And then Kemet, I've actually been in a game where dude that was sitting next to me thought he was winning, but because...
And then you punched him in the throat.
No, I did not punch him in the throat. No violence was used. I just beat him.
He said no violence.
No violence was used. I beat him fair and square on the board. And,
With a board?
Yes, with a board.
A 2x4?
Shut up, dude.
With barbed wire wrapped around it.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so this game, both of these games I've seen have very exciting endings, and I really enjoy the game a lot. So made my number 5.
This was probably my number 11.
And Cyclades made my short list as well, but I would have made a big deal about saying with the Titans expansion.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Because I've played a lot of Cyclades with, well, not a lot, but I've played Cyclades without the Titans expansion, and if anything, it had an anticlimactic end.
because you knew
Because you were like, there, and then somebody had some piddling fight and took your metropolis.
Yeah.
I was like,
But the Titans make
But the
everybody kind
Titans
of turtle
they
a little
do
bit.
encourage big
Yeah.
fights. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If that's what you like in that game, you need that expansion.
That's what that large game had.
So
in it.
that-
We were playing with the Titans expansion, yes.
So that's correct. I agree with Sam, though. I was like, Kemet, ooh, but Cyclades also is kind of close to the end. So I thought about putting both of those.
Yeah.
I didn't, but it was close.
Okay.
Cool. All right, my number 5 is a race game that I don't think gets a lot of love, honestly. I think it's flown under the radar largely. It's called Rush and Crush.
Really?
Wow.
Rush and Crush. You
Wow.
guys-
Still own that?
I do.
Wow.
You
I was
play
gonna
with
give you
me?
my copy if
Did
you
you play with me once, I think?
No.
I don't remember. I had a really
Because
funny...
you knocked him out. In the
I had a really funny game of this that someone got like super mad at their own kid, and it was. We'll talk about that later. 'Cause it was
It was
hilarious.
awkward, you mean?
Yeah, it was like, dude, calm down. He's just playing the game. It was funny. It was not like me.
Seriously, be nice to your kids.
Rush
That guy! I'm not that guy! Leave me
Wait,
alone!
was it your dad?
No.
Dude, calm down. He's
Papa?
kids. I'm your kid.
Rush and
Just
Crush is a
stop
game like once that 1 or 2 laps or whatever is over. Typically, you're like in this burning wreck. Like barreling down the track towards the finish line, and it's like I might blow up before I make it, or I might just cross the line, then blow up. So it has a very exciting end where you're because you can shoot at each other in this game, and so you're like booking it down the track, and someone's right on your tail, just nuking you, and you might die before you cross, or you might actually win. And I think that makes for a really exciting game. Like I said, I think most race games do have an exciting end, and in this one, while you're winning, you're getting shot at. So, Rush and Crush, I think, makes for an exciting end to a race. My number 5.
Speaking of that, my number 5 is also a race game, but it is Ave Caesar.
Yeah.
And I thought about the race games, and I immediately eliminate Formula D because someone's almost always out ahead, almost
Yeah.
always. But every time I played Ave Caesar, there's usually some guy who's way behind, okay, out of the 6 people.
Because he gets stuck behind everyone.
Right.
And there is usually one guy out front who like just runs out of steam, right?
And, oh, well, yeah, who runs out of steam? He's
Yeah, like,
"I'm up."
oh, boom. They just fall dead because they ran out of cards. Yeah.
Right, but it always seems like it's like a couple people,
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 guys, like, oh, who's going to win? And that's the way race games should be. And so I like that. So Ave Caesar, my number 5.
Good one.
Cool.
Number 4.
All right, my number 4 is a game that I picked not based on the actual gameplay. I picked it sheerly for the last mission that the people have to go on, and that is the Resistance. Especially if it's gone. Corporation wins.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
If it's 2 and 2, and you're like on that last mission,
You have
you're
to get it right or else. Yeah.
You're like looking at everybody, who's who, and it's very tense and it's very exciting to when that guy starts flipping over the cards and he's like, oh, and you finally win and you're like, yeah, and everybody's high fiving and all that kind of stuff. I actually played this at, I believe it was Dice Tower Con. It was either Dice Tower Con or Origins once. And it was with a bunch of people I'd never played games with before. And they they believed me right out of the bat. I was totally
Fools!
I was totally Corporation, and they believed that I wasn't. That I was in the whole time through. And I was
That's
like, they
just
were
mean.
picking me for everything, and I was just playing. Oh man, it was really cool.
That's just
it was
me.
really
I would
fun.
never do that, Sam.
Yeah, right. What do you think taught me how to do that? My number 4 is The Resistance.
My number 4 is an older game, and it's one that's actually
Wait, it's older? It's from 2012. Cult of the New.
Actually, it might be 2000, maybe
We need to get a
1999. I don't know.
soundbite that's
Anyway,
like that. Cult of the New.
anyhow, that is a good idea. Anyhow, now you got me all off my track. Again, this is the multiple endings. This has fallen out of my favor somewhat. It's not my top couple hundred anymore. It used to be like in my top 10, but I still like it historically. Liberté. Well, whatever. Liberté is the French
No, it's
Revolution.
been a while since.
Oh man.
You haven't played Liberté? Liberté, you're trying to control different areas of France, and you're at
Sounds
the end,
exciting.
at the end of the game, you're going to win. But there's a possible revolution that can take place. There's also a possible counter-revolution that can take place.
Okay.
And because these things are both going on, to me, the game stays exciting all the way down to the end. Now, I have found that there are some groups of people who aren't as big of fans of the game, and
France. Hater.
I don't care.
the game is not as exciting with them, but I've played many exciting games of it. So, Liberté from Martin Wallace.
All right. Well, I'm sure I'll get some hate for this one. My number 4 is...
Wrong!
Let me say it first. Then you can-
Oh, sorry.
Here we go. Relic Runners is my number 4 because the game, again, it has that. The game is about building these routes, but once you near the end and the relics actually start popping on the board, you need to make a run from one relic to another one to collect it. And it has this feel of they start to vanish from the board as people start picking them up, and you're like, no, wait. I need to 2 more turns, and then I can start doing that. But by then they're gone, right? It's like the game falling through your hands, right? And I like that feeling. At the end of that game, I always feel like that. I always feel like these things are running out a little too fast. I need to catch up here. Because people will go, oh yeah, boom, and they take one. And then next turn, they move here, and they go, wham, and they take one. You're like, okay.
This is really intriguing to me.
Throat punch.
This is really intriguing
You hate
to me
it?
because no.
No, that's what you do to stop them.
Oh no, I would never.
But when I played Relic Runners with you, and when you're playing it, you're sitting there going, See, now I know that inside your head you're like going, whoa! But you don't look that way when you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of that game is
freaking out on the
exciting.
inside, on the
Yeah.
inside, on the inside. You're like,
It's like a clown on a unicycle in my head is what he's thinking is up there. Juggling balls, and one of them's on fire. Anyway, I think it has an exciting end because the game end sneaks up on you, and the things you're trying to collect dry up faster than you wish they would. My number 4, Relic Runners.
Number 3.
How do you kill a unique rabbit?
I don't know. How?
Unique up on it.
Oh my word.
Anyway, okay, we're at fours or at threes or
Threes.
threes.
Is it me?
Threes.
No, me first.
Go.
My number 3 is a game that used to be my favorite game of all time, and I love it for the story, and that is Duel of Ages or Duel of Ages 2. And I think because the game has a time limit on it, that you're building towards that time limit.
What do you mean a time limit?
In Duel
You
of
can
Ages,
set a
you say
time
we're
limit.
playing 2 hours. At the end of 2 hours, whoever has most points wins.
Oh, okay.
Because you could play to elimination or
I
whatever.
played once and it was a horrific experience.
Yeah, well.
Basically, with Duel of Ages, you're going to say, we're going to bore ourselves for 2 hours,
So
and
you
then we'll
actually,
play
like-
a good game.
So you say we'll play after, like, we'll stop at 90 minutes or whatever?
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
that time
Whoever has
comes
the most
around,
points
just
at that
stop?
point, yes.
Yeah.
That's an awful end. You think that's exciting?
No. Because you let the person finish their turn out or whatever, and you're not
Fine.
playing like basketball, like, oh, I'm gonna to drag out the time.
Right.
None of that. I mean, you're just playing normally. But I like, or you can even say we each get 6 turns or whatever. But the game always seems to be like 2 people are running for the same objective, or these guys are in this massive battle. The way that I've played it with the boards I set up, it always seems like there's these big fights. This is not one that I would say every time is an exciting finish, but I played it so many times where there was.
Right.
And it leaves great memorable stories with me. I still remember when Genghis Khan was beating up a nurse, but that was just highly entertaining.
My main
This is
memory from this
super-
story is that this game is that I'm never going to play it again.
That's fine. Melody really likes it, so I'm good. I don't need
What I
either of you.
remember
I don't
from the
need you
game I
guys.
played is I would run somewhere and then be teleported back to where I came from.
Exactly.
And I would try to run out and be teleported
you
back.
run into this
I did that
thing,
like 6 times. And
Try to do the thing, and you're like, oh, I failed.
I hated that game so much. I'm sorry. That game was awful.
It is a super fun game, and you should control more than one character. Anyhow,
All
right.
Duel of Ages.
Is it me?
Yes, sir.
All right, my number 3 is the one game that I had guessed might be on Tom's list, and it's Lost Cities. Lost Cities is a game in which once you get down to like 7 cards in the deck,
If you're still awake.
if you're still awake, it's super tense because you either want the deck to run out, or you're that player who's like, oh no, I have 12 cards I need to play, so you keep drawing from the discards to slow the game down, and the other player's just
and-
like,
And he's stopping every few minutes. Hey, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah,
There's
you're
6 cards
counting
left.
them, you're counting them, you're stressing, you've started one color and you're still holding all of it. That end is super stressful and exciting, and you count every card, and I think that's a sign of a great 2-player card game. So, Lost Cities is my number 3.
It is not on my list, and I'll tell you why. Because I thought about it, and then I thought, it is stressful a little bit at the ends, but I didn't find the end as exciting as you did. That's why it just wasn't in my top 10.
Okay.
I like the game a lot, but the stress for me is the whole game through, not just that very end point.
But I think just that like whole like as soon as they run out, the game's over.
Yeah. Well, I do count the cards. I'm like, hang on, Laura, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I can't play the last card.
Right.
All right, Sam.
All right, my number 3, you're probably not going to agree with me on, but
I think it's a good choice.
I really love it.
hey, thanks. Appreciate it. It's unnatural. My number 3 is Dead of Winter. And Dead of
Wow.
Winter has come down
I'm totally on board with this.
in a number of different cases. You don't even like the game, that's why.
That's why.
It's come down to, I played one game where we thought we all lost. But then the person who was the betrayer had the card that said that the main quest did not have to be finished, but his had to finish all of those other things. And he turned over and he said, "I won."
Wow.
And that was a cool experience. And other times it's just the excitement of trying to work together, but then at the same time wondering if that betrayer is out there and could he possibly win even if we win together, which means that we lose. And so that tension leads to a lot of excitement at the end of Dead of Winter for me. And then, of course, all of the excitement during the game, trying to figure out if there's a betrayer based on people's actions and all that kind of stuff. It was a really exciting game for me, so it made my list. Number 3, Dead of Winter.
Okay, I really thought it'd be on your list, so I'm not surprised.
Number 2.
Okay, my number 2 is the one game I figured you guys might not have heard of. It's an older game. I'm not sure exactly when it's from.
Checker.
90s, maybe early 90s. Something like that. Not that old. The game's called Viva Pamplona. And it's a game in which you are...
Is that the bull race?
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, cool.
Did you play that with me?
No, not with you. I think we played it at the.
There's several games,
Miami.
no, but they're...
No, that's a different one than the one. The one that we played was not nearly as good as the one he's talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about the...
Anyway, it's
I
something
know
to
what
do.
you
what
mean.
it's called.
It has realistic, more realistic artwork. This one's really cartoony artwork.
Okay.
Anyway, this one you're racing, you are crawling over people, the bull is coming, and at the end you are trying to come into the end zone, but as people go in there, the first person only gets like 1 point. So you want to be later, but you also don't want to get destroyed by the bull. So you want to be right in front of it. So you want to come into the end zone right in front of the bull. And it's very exciting because sometimes your nerve just doesn't hold up and you go, forget it, I'm running. At the end, you just make it in. You're like, fine, 5 points is good enough. And sometimes you do try to hold on to it and get, 8 points. But the bull tramples you and you just don't make it. So that's a very exciting sort of push your luck end, which I think is very solid, very interesting.
I'm still mind-boggled why people do this. the whole in real life, the whole.
Oh,
concept.
no, absolutely, yeah. No.
That's one point we're like, you know what? Let's just run fast.
Let's go run in front of a bunch of angry bulls. Good idea.
Play the game instead, folks. Viva Pamplona, my number 2. Who's next?
Sam is.
Do it. It's gonna be an inside joke
Gotta
now.
be an inside joke now. All right, my number 2 is a zombie game, a zombie dice game called Run, Fight, or Die. And the thing that I like about this game is that you never know exactly when the game is going to end because you could have a pretty good clue where one player has their zone 1 full of zombies and you're like, dude, you're dead. There's no way. They could even be full of health. And you're like, there's no way you're going to get rid. And he rolls the exact combination and clears all those suckers out. And then the zombie overlord could show up. And man, it really starts hitting the fan at that point because he's hurting everybody.
Zombie blood.
The zombie blood is hitting the fan, is what he said.
Anyway, it can be a very exciting game because you never know when it's going to end, and it could end at any given moment in time. And if somebody dies, you all lose, and that's
You play co-op?
no, that's a rule of the game. Everybody has to survive, otherwise everybody loses.
You're playing co-op, I guess. When someone dies, you stop and score. But
Well, okay, yeah, I got that. Okay, yes, that's true. But
In
the
a
game,
co-op version.
the game absolutely stops. You're correct. I'm sorry.
yeah, okay.
I was confused. Which isn't.
I haven't played co-op. That's why I was wondering because there is a co-op version.
Yes, there is. I haven't played.
But I haven't played that yet.
because I like the base game so much.
I
I haven't
do
even
too.
tried it.
It's good though. It's not
But
bad.
always been an exciting game. Even when you're watching somebody else do their turn, it's still exciting.
Yeah.
There's like very little downtime in the game.
Yeah, there is. Right.
So definitely made my number 2. Run, Fight, or Die.
I thought about the cooperative game genre because many cooperative games have exciting endings to
Right.
them. But I had to put at least one on my list. And
Robinson?
no, because Robinson actually fizzles out a lot.
Really?
Usually at the end of Robinson Crusoe, you're like, yeah, I'll see you later.
I don't know. What do you think it is?
No, it's one I put almost all on my list, it seems like. Ghost Stories.
That's what
Almost every time I play Ghost Stories, the ending is just like there.
Right.
Some guy's rolling a die, it's like, that's it.
You're dead. Right.
Or you win the game on a die roll.
No,
usually.
it's boom, you're dead.
I've beaten
It's
this
Ghost
game.
Stories. It's boom, you're dead.
No other possible conclusion.
Anyhow, I really do enjoy Ghost Stories. I think that usually the ends are very exciting. Even if you lose, it feels like there's that battle, and the battle's getting more climactic as it goes by, and it's getting tougher. It's just very exciting endings to me.
Yeah.
And again, that's possible with a lot of cooperative games, but Ghost Stories I felt it most pronounced in. My number 2.
And finally, number 1.
All right, let's do it.
Blue, blue, blue.
Do I have to knock your die to?
No, that's a different game.
Oh, okay, here we go. Right.
Stupid.
16! That's not the highest I've rolled yet.
5,
1 under.
15.
Sam got 15. All right,
right.
I'll go first, and we'll just work our way down.
All right.
All right, any guesses, fellas? You're not gonna guess.
Give us a clue. Give us a clue.
It's a racing game.
Ooh. Is it the Hare and Tortoise game?
No, that's pretty exciting, but no. It's a horse racing game.
Oh, wow! You just
I just
got.
went from like woo.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You went from here to here to.
No, I didn't. There's like 6 good ones.
Winning circle. Winner's circle. Sorry.
Royal Turf.
It's Long Shot. That's my favorite. Long Shot's my favorite of all the horse racing games, and it is because it has a sort of a breezy feel to it, and it has an exciting end where you're like, all the horse racing games have that thing at the end where you're going, come on, horsey, you can do it, cross for me. And this one really gets exciting at the end. I've seen, or I've been in groups that have actually had stand-up moments at the end of this game, which I don't. It's not really that common. We talk about stand-up moments, but it doesn't happen that much, I think. But I've seen like the whole like rolling and cheering and jumping and my horse
Okay,
came
next time
in.
we have game day, I'm standing up at the end of the game, no matter what happens. I get
Every single game I play.
I'm trading 3 green cubes.
Ooh, exciting!
Z's not even going to be in the game. He's going to be like across the room.
CNC! Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Long Shot is a very exciting, I think, horse racing game. Lots of bettings, lots of cheering, rolling dice. It's a blast. It's a good family game, I think. My number 1, Long Shot.
My number 1 actually is a game that Sam mentioned on his list. I think is better than this game, but I think this game has a more exciting end to it. And the game that you mentioned was Dead of Winter.
Okay.
And so what's the game on my list?
BSG.
Yeah, Battlestar
He was going to be
Galactica.
on his list.
I was going to guess BSG for Sam's number 1, which it still might be. I don't know.
But Battlestar Galactica, I don't know that I've ever played a game where the ending wasn't exciting.
Yeah.
It always comes down, so everything, all the dials are
I'm always
down.
standing up when this game's over.
That's because
Walking away.
But I mean,
right.
I actually
2x4.
like Dead of Winter better than Battlestar Galactica.
Oh.
But Battlestar Galactica just has that really, it's that exciting feel. Everything's crashing the systems. There might be a Cylon on the ship moving towards the thing. It always feels like that every time, and almost every game where the humans have won, it's been them jumping when everything is
Last
crashing and everything's going bad. Or if the Cylons win, the same thing. Everything is falling apart and boom, that's it. So I had to put that as for exciting endings. I don't know that I've ever played one better than Battlestar Galactica.
Yep.
Is that your number 1?
That's my number 1, Pete.
Woo-hoo!
And
Get out of here, horse
Give me
racing.
a bump. I guessed it.
I called our 2 crossovers.
I should mention all my horses in Long Shot are robots.
No, they aren't. I called our 2 crossovers too, folks, just in case you didn't catch that.
That is true.
And I didn't
But
get any, did
I can't. There have been. I can't remember a time where I have not been standing up on the edge of my seat, so to speak, whatever.
Can't do that's dangerous.
Yes, you
Doing
can.
both is dangerous. Standing up.
I got it right now, baby. I'm on the edge of
Standing
my
up on
seat.
the
I'm
edge of
standing up. So anyway,
So weird. It's all golden clips.
so anyway, I can't remember ever not being excited at the end of the
Right.
Battlestar Galactica. And this shot, I mean, look, I made my list this way. First one. First game I wrote down, beyond the shadow of a doubt. Not even in Camelot.
Yeah, no, and then you know what?
Battlestar Galactica.
Even though I like Shadows over Camelot, there are many
BSG
times Shadows over
beats it
Camelot
as
kind of
far as
peters out.
excitement factor.
It does. It's true. Yeah.
As far
the
as
end is
excitement
sort of like,
factor.
okay, hey, look, we got one more white sword.
Right.
Or 2 more, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
so,
there have been times where the trader has,
At the end.
well, yeah. But Battlestar
rare.
Galactica is always
But
but
exciting.
it's more rare,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
I mean, BSG is just like, I can't remember ever having a game end like, okay, we won.
No, you're right.
That just doesn't happen.
So what do you think? What games do you think have exciting endings to them? How wrong are we this time?
Probably very.
No, they weren't so mean to us last time.
8 to 10. How much hate towards me?
Was the ending of this video exciting? Can we make it exciting?
Are we going to do a stand-up moment?
Flip the table.
No, please, no.